Get ready for the morning rush.
It's a quick wrap of your news and weather. We'll start with Kristen Curry.
We'll begin with our next big weather maker. Still tracking storms and showers on the way for this afternoon. You'll look around lunchtime, still tracking a little bit of some spot storms, but this continues to fill in towards the later part of the afternoon, and some of these storms could be strong to severe. Adam?
All right, as you get ready to head out the door, we're following the day's top local stories, and we'll start with Catherine Mazzone. Catherine?
Good morning, Adam. The man accused of killing Victoria Martins could now face time for a 2014 case. The district attorney's office wants Fabian Gonzalez to finish out a 2-year sentence for violating his probation. According to court documents, Gonzalez pleaded guilty to abandonment of a child and battery against a household member. He wouldn't have to serve his 2-year sentence as long as he had followed conditions of his probation. But documents indicate Gonzalez violated both conditions. The state says he never reported to his parole officer, and now he's accused of raping and killing Victoria Martins. Adam?
In just days, opening statements are expected to begin in the murder trial of 2 former APD officers. Today, a hearing is scheduled to discuss what issues the defense can present to the jurors starting on Monday. Those 12 jurors, along with 4 alternatives, were selected this week. Keith Sandy and Dominique Perez are charged with second-degree murder for killing homeless camper James Boyd in 2014.
An online petition gaining worldwide attention, calling for the job of an Albuquerque jail guard. In September of last year, this video of MDC guard Sergeant Eric Allen triggered an investigation. He's been on paid leave ever since. There are nearly 30,000 signatures demanding he be fired, but jail officials tell us, quote, Sergeant Eric Allen is still on paid leave and the investigation into the incident is ongoing. On to new news this morning. Attorneys for the Sandra Bland family say they've reached a $1.9 million settlement in the wrongful death lawsuit. The settlement includes compensation for Bland's death, as well as several changes to jail procedures in Waller County, Texas. Bland was found dead in her jail cell 3 days after she was arrested for failing to use her turn signal in July of last year. Bland's case sparked protests when many believed she was unlawfully arrested.
The family of a man who died in police custody will be receiving about $30,000 in a settlement from the city of Santa Fe. In 2013, a Santa Fe police officer handcuffed 41-year-old James Rockford, who was drunk at a bar. The suit claimed that Rockford suffocated after the officer left him lying face down. The officer and the Santa Fe Police Department were later dismissed as defendants in that case.
Facebook is clicking the like button when it comes to New Mexico. Just weeks, construction on the new data center is set to start off of I-25 near the Walmart distribution center in Los Lunas. The company will invest $250 million in exchange for a 30-year tax deal. The project is expected to provide hundreds of construction jobs, then 30 to 50 full-time jobs. They expect the center to be fully operational by 2018.
The state constitution no longer has outdated language after the Supreme Court decided to remove it yesterday. In 2010, nearly 60% of voters said yes to removing the language preventing, quote, idiots and insane persons from voting. But a state commission ruled that any vote on election laws requires 75% to pass. The High Court overturned that, along with a ban on holding school elections and general elections at the same time.
The Santa Fe City Council is approving the removal of a school's historic status. The Santa Fe New Mexican says the council voted 6-1 last night, making it easier for the charter school for the arts to make renovations to the building. San Busco's historic status came with restrictive design standards. School officials argue San Busco has changed so much over the years, it should no longer get historic protection. Kristen?
Today's Metro Threat Index added 2. I think if we do see anything at all here in the metro area, we'll be watching for some rain, gusty winds and lightning packed in with some of those spot storms. Much better coverage further off to the east and south of us. Target time here will be between about noontime and 8 o'clock. Most of that will be gone into the overnight hours. But again, Eastern Plains, it's a different situation. I do think you will still be watching for the storms even later on tonight. Crystal?
On to new details overnight. This morning, a suspect is facing charges for the fire that sparked inside the Florida mosque where Orlando nightclub gunman Omar Mateen attended. Police say they arrested 32-year-old Joseph Schreiber. If convicted, he faces up to 30 years in prison for arson and what they're calling a hate crime. The fire happened late Sunday. No one was injured, but it did burn a hole in the roof.
On to this. Police in Columbus, Ohio say officers shot and killed a 13-year-old boy who they thought was pulling a gun from his waistband. It was later determined to be a BB gun. The shooting happened as the officers were responding to a report of a robbery. Police say the 13-year-old was one of 3 suspects at the scene that they chased, and they eventually chased that boy into an alley.
This morning, a Kentucky man says his 15-year-old daughter killed his wife, then fled to New Mexico. Police found Jenna Oakley in a motel in Tucumcari, along with her boyfriend, 20-year-old Kenneth Nye. Kentucky State Police started searching for Oakley after they discovered her stepmother's body in her home. Oakley's father says all the police have not charged them. He's sure the two are involved and that they took the murdered woman's car to run.
New at 6 this morning, the New Mexico Secretary of Taxation and Revenue is seeking a court order to halt Wise Pies franchise services from doing business until the company gets up to date on its taxes. The Albuquerque Journal says the pizza chain currently owes nearly $12,000 in gross receipts taxes. The state says the company has continually been non-compliant. This comes months after the company announced it was selling off a majority of interest to another company and would make good on its commitment to UNM for naming rights. Kristen.
All right, kicking off Thursday morning, let's take a look at that traffic map. At this point, nothing major to worry about. I-25 looks good all the way down. No problems for the Big I either. We will keep you updated in case anything does pop up. But for now, we'll send things back over to Adam.
Thanks, Kristen. New Mexico native Rodolfo Anaya is one of 12 people who will get the 2015 National Humanities Medal. Anaya is the author of the Chicano novel Bless Me Ultima, which is said to celebrate the Chicano experience and reveal universal truths about the human condition. He will be honored by President Obama and the First Lady next Thursday in Washington.
Starting next week, the city of Santa Fe will allow people to conduct court business after hours. Starting Tuesday, the municipal court will start offering night court. The idea is to accommodate people who cannot make it to court during normal business hours because of work or other responsibilities. Night court will be held the third Tuesday of each month from 5:30 in the evening to 7:30.
And once again, CNM is looking to help former ITT Tech students after the college suddenly closed its doors. The school closed amid a federal investigation into potential fraud and job training that didn't pay off. CNM is holding the informational meeting for former ITT Tech students today at 3 in Max Salazar Hall. They're planning to cover various topics again, including transfer options to CNM. Sarah?
The Muscular Dystrophy Association is once again partnering with local fire departments and union to fill the boot. They're doing this by collecting donations here at the Smiths along Paseo del Norte. Here locally, the funds will go to sending kids to camp at the Manzano Mountain Retreat. Last year, the Bernalillo County and Albuquerque fire departments raised $85,000, which helped send 38 kids to that camp. You can stop by this Smith starting at 10 this morning. Crystal?
Not a video you have to see to believe. Police are looking for a Wisconsin man who stole a snake by hiding it in his pants at a pet store. They say he did it by grabbing a small ladder right there, reaching into the cage, then put the rat snake right down his pants. Police were called when someone at the store got a look at the surveillance video. Workers say he is a regular at the shop, but they don't know him by name.
This is like the third time this has happened, isn't it?
Yes.
Somebody's done this?
Risky business for sure.
It is.
No quick movements.
No, exactly.
Are snakes a hot commodity right now, or what's going on? Why would they risk doing that?
Expensive, but
sticking it down your pants?
Yeah,
And
I'm
also
sure.
dangerous.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Maybe that one's not, but sometimes.
And
So,
go in the foothills and just grab one.
There you go.
Don't do that.
Don't do
It's
that.
Probably illegal or something. All right, time now for the 5 facts you need to know.
Number 5 this morning, AFD now has more than 500 teddy bears and stuffed animals to give to kids during domestic or abuse calls. The stuffed animals are a donation by the Retired Northwest Pilots Association. They recently held their reunion in Albuquerque that brings pilots in from all around the country and brings them together and also encourages first responders to donate.
I love that idea. Number 4 now, APS Superintendent Raquel Reedy expected to meet with the civil rights group soon over accusations of discrimination for bilingual teachers. The New Mexico chapter of LULAC claim Hispanic teachers at Jimmy Carter Middle School have reported white principals have, quote, harassed, belittled, and humiliated them. LULAC says the district has ignored repeated complaints. We'll stay on top of the story for you.
At number 3, more rain expected out across southern and eastern New Mexico. Some of those storms could be severe this afternoon. We'll let you know if that happens. Just isolated here in the metro with warm temps.
Number 2, the jury in the murder trial against accused cop killer Andrew Romero will take a break today. Yesterday, his then girlfriend Tabitha Littles told the court only she and Romero were in the car the night that Romero was accused of fatally shooting Officer Greg Benner. Littles said Romero shoved her out of the vehicle, then tried to drive off from the traffic stop. She added that's when Officer Benner approached the car and she heard 4 gunshots. 3 hit and killed the officer. The defense tried to discredit Littles, highlighting her history of lying.
Number 1 now, new details revealing Victoria Martins was victimized in the weeks leading up to her death. Because the details are so disturbing, we will not be seeing them right now, but you can read them online. What we can say is search warrants state Michelle Martins, the 10-year-old's mother, told police she allowed other men to victimize Victoria and another child in the family before the night Victoria was killed. Investigators also took several pieces of evidence they're going to be combing through soon.
We're back on Fox New Mexico after the break. KRQE This Morning continues there.